If your 1999 includes backpacking across Europe, touring Asia, or cruising the Mediterranean, rest assured you're the envy of many of us. Your trip, however, could turn into a disaster without some major planning. Now some help for you. Carol Delinka is the co-author of the Globetrotter's Guide, Essential Skills for Budget Travel, and she's in Vancouver. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Happy holidays.
You too. Where are you going to be this time next year? I have to wonder. You've been everywhere.
Well, you know, I want to go somewhere really hot and beautiful, but with Y2K, you never know.
Well, good point. Well, you've been everywhere, as I said, so you've probably heard or experienced most of the scams that can happen to you when you travel in a foreign country. What are some of the ones to watch out for?
Well, just some simple things. I mean, something that happened to me in Buenos Aires, Argentina, is I was walking out of the bus station. Somebody spilt some terrible yellow goop on me. And what I was supposed to do, by a thief's eyes, was to stop, wipe this stuff off. Someone would have come and helped me to clean myself off, and somebody else would have been stealing my bags. So what I did, knowing the scam, I wiped it off and continued to walk. And I knew that somewhere there was a group of people watching what I was doing. There can also be things as simple as going to a restaurant, putting your bag over the back of your chair, and when you get up to leave, your bag isn't there. So do something really simple like wrap the strap of your bag around your leg. If you're carrying a wallet, make sure that you put a thick elastic band around your wallet so that if somebody's going to try and pull it out, there's a bit of resistance, or even put Velcro on your pocket so that they're sewn shut.
Did they pick you, do you think, because you were a woman traveling alone?
Probably less likely that they would have picked me because I was a woman traveling on my own. Women are that much more aware of, I think, their bodies when they are traveling. Men, in some cases, don't have to worry about it. But for a woman, you know the tender areas. So from above my knees to below my shoulders, if anybody is going to try touching me or pickpocketing me or something, I'm very, very aware of my surroundings. So it's probably a little less likely that you'll get ripped off as a woman than you would as a man.
So it's partly attitude. That's how you protect yourself in some ways.
Oh gosh, yeah, a lot of it is attitude. If you can walk through the streets with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness, then you're going to have a much easier time rather than having to deal with things like pulling out a map and looking like you don't have a clue where you're going or what you're doing. Give always the impression that you know where you're about and you know where you're going.
Which leads to one of your major recommendations, and that is do some research. Know where you're going, know the politics, know the culture before you leave.
Oh yeah, absolutely essential. You want to make sure that you know where you're going, what there is to see, what the customs are, what the culture is going to require of you. Essentially, when you travel overseas, you're an ambassador to the West. You're an ambassador of Canada at that point. So you want to leave these locals with an excellent impression of what Canada is like, and the fact that you have got respect for their culture will tend to give respect back for our culture. And by doing research and doing the reading and going on the internet and finding out the most up-to-date current information in terms of political information, economic information. Definitely you want to find out as much as you can so that when you get there, you're not totally surprised with everything that's going to be going on around you.
You also say always leave breadcrumbs. What do you mean by this?
Yeah, well, this is a little trick I always did. A breadcrumb, something like the Hansel and Gretel, you want to make sure that you know where you're going and how to get back there once you leave. I was in a hotel in Mexico with a girlfriend of mine, and or I'd met this girl in Mexico, and when we were going back to her hotel, I said, so where is it? And she said, well, it's the White Hotel on the plaza. And I said, my gosh, this entire town is made up of plazas and white hotels.
Right.
She couldn't remember the name of it. So a simple thing that I do is, number one, tell people, the people in the hotel that are working there, tell them where you're going if you're going on a day trip. You want to make sure that somebody is going to miss you if you don't return. You also want to make sure that you always take either a business card or write down the name of a hotel where you're staying. And again, just by letting locals, the woman that's selling flowers outside your shop or the gentleman selling newspapers, talk to these people, become a part of their community. For as little or as much time as you are in their town, become acquainted with these people and let them know where you're going. And what you'll find is that, number one, you will get people noticing when you aren't there and when you are there, but more so you're going to get more of a real experience where people are going to say, you know what, she's adventurous, you went to this park yesterday, let me take you to this place today, or let me show you to where we go and picnic.
Yeah.
And that way your involvement in the community and in the culture is that much more vast.
Well, I hope I have some exotic trip this year coming coming up so I can take your advice. Thanks again, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.